Hey, what's going on? So it is 10:45 p.m. on Friday the 13th, November 2020. And we're going to start this marathon off. I tried to do it yesterday, but man, I was so tired. I've literally been sleeping like all day today. I've been on vacation this week, so I'm like way out of like my normal routine. So we're going to get started on this. I'm at level 24 right now. Here is a little montage of what's happened so far.
For generations, the mages of your world have trained in this city, like children playing with fire.
The pillars of creation await on the Broken Isles!
The Legion will know your secrets.
Confirm casting. Get back to the focus. I'll keep an eye out.
Let's get as far as we can. We'll look at the numbers and we'll have some fun, right? Gotta make some progress in this game. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. So you have to go into town and get this goblin, and the whole reason you have to come and grab him is so he can open up these portals so that the, I don't know, mage master, whatever the hell this guy is, can bring in all the rest of these mages. And I guess he's just trying to create an alliance against the Legion for the mages. Then once you're done with that, you have to go pick like your actual starting sub-zone, like, I don't know, zone.
I prefer using the great staff Atiesh's raven form. Nothing's worse than saddle sores.
So the first thing you have to do is go through like the Illidari portion here, right? I don't know what to call it. Like you're helping the Illidari out, and I guess it's just kind of introducing you to like what's going on with the Legion and the Illidari. So this one kind of culminates in this Illidari that turned against them. I guess she gave in to the Legion or whatever, so you have to go and get your vengeance out on them, man, because they don't tolerate any traitors.
If you only knew the Legion's power. I was join us, Korvath. No one can be allowed to become a fell-sworn traitor working for the Legion.
I should never have opposed.
This is by far the biggest chunk of time I spent in this marathon was here with Prince Ferondus. His quest line is like crazy, it's in depth, and it's like super long. The gist of it is some point in the past, like he kind of betrayed all of his people, and it says he's a prince, so I guess he wasn't elected, right? So he was just kind of a royalty lineage there.
Eldris, my
But they all pretty much hate this guy.
Hold right
I'm not
there.
100% sure
we will
what
not
he
let
did.
you into Narthalis
It's
again.
kind of vague.
Not after what happened last time.
I beg your forgiveness, Eldris.
You sundered the land we called home. You denied us the release of death. 10,000 years of damnation for 10,000 elves. All because of your
No, they say that, but that's kind of
alliances
vague.
and
They don't say
politics.
specifically what he did
What
to
can I do to
damn
make
all of
amends?
them and make them all ghosts and stuff, like sundered
doubt
the land.
there's
Like,
anything you
so
can
you
do
sunder
now.
the land and you're
Treats.
cursed for 10,000 years.
For a jar.
It's a little beer break here. I'm drinking this Founders Centennial IPA. So story time. So back when the original Metroid was first released, right, on the NES, my brother, who's older, had his best friend at the time staying over at our house. And the three of us were all in our living room watching Heath, who was my older brother's friend, play Metroid, right? He got right to the very end of it. This is way back in the day, man. So I don't remember how the save system worked in Metroid, but he got right to the end of the game, and me and my brother were fighting, right? Sibling rivalry, whatever. We were young. I think I was maybe 9, so they had to be 12, 13 years old. And so my brother kind of threw me, and I rolled over, grabbed a pillow, and threw it at my brother, but he ducked. And when he ducked, man, it hit the frickin' NES. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen or had or remember the old Square NES had the power button and the reset button right on the front. Well, I hit the reset button with that pillow. And the look on Heath's face was just absolute horror, disbelief, fury, and shock. The whole point of Heath playing through Metroid over at our place, number one, it was a new game. It had only been out like a week or two. And we were, you know, we were all playing it. But Heath was trying to show us the end because he had already beat it. And, as I always remembered that story, it stuck with me my whole life. It's worth repeating, but man, like, I'll never forget Heath's face when, you know, I reset that game on him that night. Like, oh man, it was wild. Side note to that story, about 5 years later, me and my brother were fighting again. This time was, you know, more violent. And I threw him on the ground. And he picked up, like, my mom had like this brass, like, bird. I don't know, it was like a paperweight, but it was, anyway, she collected it. So he picked that up and threw it at me. And I moved. And it busted an aquarium. It was a 30-gallon aquarium. My mom had wrecked her carpet. She had to get the carpet replaced. She kicked us both out for like a week after that. We had to go stay with my grandparents because she was going to kill us. But anyway, it was just pretty funny that the Heath night, I threw the pillow, he ducked, reset the game. You know, 5 years later, he threw that paperweight at me. I ducked, and it broke the aquarium. So anyway, little quirky story. Old gaming stories, man. So I guess my death pissed off the game, so they decided to send me to the Warcraft version of Hogwarts here to learn how to become a better mage. This is actually like a really fun segment. Like, you have to go into like this ghost mage school and go around and get all these different pieces and complete all these tasks. And like this one here, you have to like fight these creatures in the book. I mean, it's a really cool segment. I really enjoyed this. Especially like with that grind with the Prince Ferranda stuff. Like, this is cool. So I think the whole premise here was that you're trying to get to this stone. It's a MacGuffin, right? But you're trying to get this stone so that you can help the prince redeem himself.
How perfectly convenient.
So you get to actually play with him. Like, so after you get to the stone, like, they show up and they kidnap you and imprison you and all this other stuff. Well, he comes in and saves you, and then he kind of tells you like how he did it. So it's kind of cool.
Former self, cursed to an eternity of undeath and ineptitude. I'm giving you an opportunity to kneel before me, Princeling. Maybe something can be done about that little curse.
To release my people's curse, to redeem myself, and secure my legacy. The people of Azuna were, and always will be, too proud to kneel before your demonic allies, which we will never kneel before you!
It's hard to understate like just how long this quest line took. Like, I mean, this was several hours worth of questing, and I did screw up in a couple of spots and have to go back, but this is a very long quest line, and it was like the central point, to me anyway, of this whole zone.
I thought you despised me.
And I don't know what he did to earn back his honor after 10,000 years. Like, just talking to the queen in a certain way, and my mind doesn't justify that, but it is what it is, right?
Once more, my prince.
I'm glad to have your loyalty again. It's been a long time, Valdris.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap it there for the night. Let Wintress rest. I'm gonna enjoy my beer. I'm gonna rest. I got a busy day. Actually, I've got to do some preschool stuff too today, and I've got 4 straight hours right now, but I think I got about 5 or 6 hours from yesterday spread out through the day. It wasn't a straight marathon the way I wanted to, but it's just, hey man, you got to do what you can do. But I did level past what I wanted. I was kind of thinking going from like level 10 up to level 30, and I think I got to 34, 33, 34, somewhere in there. And that was a big dent, so I'm making progress there. And then I got a pretty good bit of lifting in. I got those Select Tech dumbbells, and that helps a lot, so I can get up, go get a curl, get some curls in, get some shoulder raises in, get some push-ups in, at least something. So interesting side note there, I did a pretty good bit of stuff tonight. I'm going to read through it, and I'm going to tell you what my calories were, just to kind of illustrate the point that of how like little calories you burn just sitting here playing a game, right? So I did 20 push-ups, I did 30 curls, 10 squats, 20 deadlifts. I think I actually did 30 deadlifts, about 50 shoulder raises, 15 calf raises, 20 sit-ups, 25-ish rows. And I mean, that was spread out, right? So like every hour I was getting up and doing something, right? Sometimes twice an hour. And all of that, I burned 114 calories. So this is over a period of about 4 hours, 4.5 hours. So if you're out there and you're doing these long gaming sessions, especially if you're drinking sodas, you're drinking beers, you're doing whatever, you need to be getting up and moving around, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting down and playing a video game, but however, you need to get up, you need to get your blood pumping a little bit, you need to work those muscles, because you're burning just a little bit more calories than you would be if you were sleeping. And you know, if you multiply that over a few months with a really good game that you're really into, then it's going to take a toll on you. So do yourself a favor, figure out some kind of a system. Go watch that other video I did on how to like prepare for like the longer sessions. You know, that'll help with your mental health and a little bit of your physical health, but you know, that shouldn't be like your everyday life, right? Like you need to be getting some kind of physical activity in. I think a lot of gamers know that now. Like gamers these days are a little bit healthier than they used to be. So anyway, we got Wintress up to level 34. We're making progress, getting ready for when Shadowlands actually does drop. I'll be able to dive into that content, because coming in at the end of BFA, like, man, there was so much stuff like I did not know, and I didn't really get into that until like I was sort of like on my way out the door with that game. You know, I was like, man, if I had started that from day one, I would have been much further along. So I'm really excited to be able to get into Shadowlands from day one and sort of keep up with it, right? I'm not saying I'm going to buy like a year-long subscription, because like any game can become tedious and like a chore after a while, right? So I want to have fun with it. I want to enjoy my time with it. This is supposed to be like escapism, right? So, all right, that's it for tonight, guys. Take care. Peace.